My story is about love. When I was 5 years old, I loved to draw. This was my drawing when I was 5 years old. As an artist, I love to capture this world through colors, lights, movement. I capture my life through my eyes and also my heart. Art is something that lights up your world. Paper cutting is a traditional Chinese art, but I transformed it into this three-dimensional architectural landscape called cloud lamps. It's a very small object that can transform an environment. Paper cutting can also be this piece. It's like a thinking deer opened the London Fashion Week. At the Venice Biennale, I created this sculpture that's inspired by the contemporary architecture. So here you can see paper cutting doesn't have to be flat. It can be three-dimensional, like this one for the London Design Museum, inspired by the River Thames. When we look up, it's like we're capturing this London cloud and putting our gallery. This one was at the Hamburg Art Week last year, and I captured three of my favorite cities, London, Hong Kong, and Bangkok, into this sculpture at 1:50 scale. So if you look into this sculpture, you will see people and architecture and events and fashion all in one. Sometimes art can be made with something that you don't want, like the computer wires. This is at the Bloomberg's head office in London, and I used their waste to create a sculpture hanging in the atrium. It's like a cloud. Sometimes art doesn't always sit in galleries. It doesn't have to be a flat painting or some weird things that we don't understand. It could be as simple as a martini glass, for example. And it could be a bed that enlightens your room. A dressing wardrobe. Or it can be a mural that's so elegant and sexy. A chair doesn't have to be boring. It could look like this. A wash hand basin could be as sexy and smooth as a female body. So every time when you see it, you want to touch. Art is every day, no matter what function or non-function it gives you. It is something that can light up our world, no matter how small, like these champagne glasses or champagne buckets, or big they are. We spend a lot of our time at home. I think the home should also be art, like this one, for example. This is not in Europe, but in a very small town, very unknown place in China called Fuqing. And here we are creating a penthouse for a Chinese family. As interior designers, we understand to create a home is like to build a dream. So we made sure that every single detail in this penthouse is a magical space. Here is the boys' bedroom, the boys' bathroom. Every detail is something that can create imagination. Here is the kids' living room, the daughter's piano room, and the daughter's bathroom. This is one of our clients. She's 2 years old. When we presented her this new home, she smiled. That's all it mattered to me as a designer. This is her bedroom. Art has no boundaries between past and the future. The traditional Chinese art and Chinese garden can inspire this very exclusive club in China. And it has a Chinese tea theme. So you go there, you shop for very exquisite tea, and you relax, you enjoy the inspiration came from nature, and at the same time it's a boutique hotel that you can relax and solve into this art-like space. Art is always about emotions. This is a passion pool. And this one is for a Chinese bakery brand in Shenzhen, in Guangdong province, which opens in a few weeks' time. This Chinese brand understands that they are not selling bread or cakes. They are selling happiness. And as interior designers, that's also what we're trying to create in our design. I love fashion. I was once made into a real-size Barbie doll by the British Council representing the UK creativity. I think fashion it can be a really great influence to interior design. This is a club we're building for the fashion TV brand in Dubai. Everything is like a very, very elaborate dress. Diamond is a very small detail that every fashion designer uses almost as a decorative thing, but we enlarged it to become this fabulous fashion cafe, which opened last month in Abu Dhabi. So next time, if you are in the Middle East, please drop by. Fashion also has no boundary. This one is in Cairo, which opens next month. Here is another one in Dubai at the Ema Boulevard. Everything is like a very extraordinary dress that when you look at it, you light up. Our inspiration of fashion can be at any scales. It can be interiors. It can also be architecture. This is a project that we are also doing for Fashion TV. It is a prefabricated resort unit that looks like diamonds. We use the boat technology to create this fabulous environment that can be shipped to any remote locations in the world. So this will be like diamonds shining in the sea. Fashion is something architecture never really thought about, but it is part of our life. And this light up or light on feeling is something we wanted to create in our buildings. This will be in Mauritius. A house is one of the most expensive things that one can buy in our lives. Many people spend their lifetime savings on a 100 square meter home that has very cold walls and floors. Have we ever asked how many people in this world actually loved the house they bought? So I think why can't a house to be like this? That's so romantic and beautiful. And every time when you're walking past by, you might fall in love. Why can't a house to be very sensual? Waves is a natural element that inspired our architecture. This one is a mixed-use development in Fujian province in China. As architects, we often been criticized that we just demolish things and build without thinking. Especially in China, people criticize that we build things that has no creativity. But here are the things we are currently building now. They are, I think, very extraordinary that every time when you look at it, it could be something that makes your heart skips a bit. This is called Wave Boulevard. It's another shopping mall inspired by water. Here is the River Mall. We're trying to create a very undulating landscape at the facade of the building. So the building is like a river meets a park. So a shopping mall doesn't just have to be a square box. It could be something that offers the public a very beautiful space to their city. Architecture is about people. This is a new project we are currently doing actually this week for a Chinese bank who has the same passion. This is the F residence we are doing in Indonesia. A home can be so extraordinary, like diamonds in the sky. I think everybody secretly would want their home to be something that when you're walking past by, you would remember, you would be proud of, not just a box that looks the same all the time. This one was inspired by the peach flowers. It's a mixed-use development in Chengdu City in China. We take this extraordinary local element, which is the flower, and translate it into our architectural design. In China, everybody criticized we build large, dense blocks that looks the same, but I don't think that's true. This one is our project. It's a mixed-use development for shopping malls specializing in cars. So we take in the elements from the movement of cars and applied it into architecture. Each building is very different, although they still have to accommodate this very big volume for the Chinese requirement. I think there is no boundaries between art, design, and architecture. Nothing is impossible with love. We wanted to create things that can engage emotions. We wanted to create love through design. This is our office. As artists, designers, and architects, I think our role is to make this world a better place that's full of love. Thank you.